Over the past 2.5 years, I've painted most of my photographs I've taken on the River Wandle. It looks very countrified, but it isn't really. It's surrounded by houses, housing estates, factory estates, but it's lovely to have. It's on our doorstep really, and with friends and my son and my grandson, we ride along here, along this track. It's all been beautifully redone by the Environment Agency and Thames Water Authority and the Wandle Trust. But I'm going to do a version of it. The thing is, one photograph does 4 seasons. That's a spring, probably taken last year, not this year. But it's just showing the winter trees just slowly going into spring. But now, because we're well into autumn, and I'm enjoying using the rich palette with the burnt umber, the light red, the raw sienna, and having a lot of fun with it. So I as you know, I only do an impression of it. I don't try and copy it leaf for leaf and branch for branch. I just do a version of it, largely idealised, but then we're artists and we can take liberties and we can do what we want as long as we get an overall effect that pleases us. There's my paper, let's just zoom out. So there we are. I've got the paper at about probably less than 30 degrees, but it's I've not even tested it, but thereabouts. It's much shallower than the angle that I have been used to, but much better for not encouraging the water to flood off the bottom of the paper. So I'll wet all over. I'm not going to do a preparatory drawing. The water's still a little bit dirty from last time, but it doesn't really matter. Edward Weston used to say the best picture he ever painted was the white sheet before he proceeded to ruin it. He had a point. Like the blank canvas or the book, it never gets written. Right, okay, so that's that. Now, so I'll do quite a similar sky, but I want to faint wet with raw sienna. My paints are lovely and moist. Yeah, so just a little tint, just to give a bit of warmth overall. So the first thing I do is to put the sky in while it's wet, and a bit of ultramarine. It's a sort of a streaky sky, no clouds, just other than the white. So the darker blue is overhead. Okay, and then I'll do that in the river. Nice overhead blue. Okay, so that's our basic colour. That was very, very simple. Now, I don't want the paper, I'm just going to alter the angle to there, and it might alter the position of the camera a little bit. But. Right, now you can see that it's started to grow. So I'll just reclip it. If you're working outside, you'd use either a board, but you can use blocks of spiral bound paper with a couple of clips to hold it, and so you can stretch the paper somewhat. Just pulls it nice and flat again. Now I'm going to do autumn colours again, so let's get my board. I'm sorry that it's a bit of an acute angle, but it's the best I can do with my setup. The day itself is very overcast at the moment with some heavy rain clouds coming in from the west. But as artists, we look up. We don't look down at our feet. We look up to see what's going on in the sky Where is the light? Is there any blue? Where are the clouds? What sort of sky is it? And then we try to paint it. How could you ever get fed up with that? So let's put in some background, bit of burnt umber and bit of blue, just to show a bit of distance, please. It's quite. I'll take the horizon down a bit. Put a bit of lemon yellow in there. Bit of sienna, umber. Thing is, I've noticed, and I've decided that in the UK, or my bit of the UK, the autumn leaves are more yellowy, goldy than red or I've got lost in my painting. Let's just put a bit of a bank in there. They're gold or dark red and umber, maroon when they fall and they sort of land on the soil in the undergrowth. Now I try not to repeat myself here, but I just have. Let's just take a few, because this isn't very distant. And then I've got to decide on which side is going to be the light. And I can't remember where the sun is in this. The time of this would have been about 11 o'clock. In the morning, that is. Right, let's come in with some warmer colours, bit of orangey. Some big sort of, I don't know what sort of trees these are. Beeches, bit of yellow. A bit of light coming into the proceeding, and we'll have a bit of green, which would be accurate. Could have done this with my big sable, couldn't I? Get some yellow in there. And the banks are coming over here. The olfactory unit's on the left here. Yes, on the left. So it's just a bit of bank. And the bank's coming across here. So we'll put a bit of colour in the bank. Bit of yellow. Coming along here. I'm using the Fabriano, £130, and I just want to put my shadow bits in. And I get some nice maroon, so a bit of alizarin crimson, bit of umber. So these would be the leaves falling on the ground with the grass. And a bit of yellow in there. And we'll put some dark shadow in. Bit in there. And I'm using my paint very thick now. I've decided that the weak colours we get by working from dry pigment, trying to scrub it into submission, is not such a great idea. A bit of blue in there. Showing the banks. And a bit of shadow in. Okay, so that's coming on. That's one side. I can put my shadow. I'll re-wet the paper into the shadows. So let's put some of this in. I can do some rigger work. Probably overdone that. So I'll cover some of that up. There's a lot of shadow in this one here. Clean my brush. And I'll just strengthen up a bit there. And then merged a little bit. And a bit of greeny, Payne's grey, lemon yellow. Just a little bit coming in here. And the river going off. And there. Bit of red in there. Just, ooh. Got carried away there. It was better before I mucked about a bit. Bit of yellow. I thought it wasn't very strong, so just get this bank in. Okay, now we can. Sort of thinking now, if you do it too wet, the paint fills in. Okay. Right, now we've got a nice wodge of darker, shadowy colours. Dark, greeny. Let's we'll put some light colours there. And the bank is coming along here. Now we're going uphill a bit here, and we've got the bank coming round, going off there, with another bit coming up here in front, like a something there, just to remind me. So we have a grassy sward. We want some light coming in there though. So raw sienna. And a bit of shadow in there now. Too much water, so you must have your cloth very handy, put a bit of red in there. Some nice colours. You can paint really sort of impressions with the hake. Okay. Now we'll put some nice bit of warm in there. But I want to separate that there from that behind. So I'll make this nice and dark here. Oops, that's still wet, sopping wet. Oh, nice Get that nice dark in there. I'm going to town on this. I'm enjoying all these, the possibilities of using fresh paint. Right, okay, so that's us. Okay, so now let's put it into the bank now. Now that will be the shadow there. Hopefully this will come to life when I put the reflections in at the end. Let's get some autumn leaves. And that bit here comes over the bank there. Okay. No, I'm going to leave that because I've got to put some calligraphy in there. Let's put some bushes, because there are bushes along here. Payne's grey, lemon yellow, burnt umber. Lots of elderberry trees on here. Okay, now I'll do this bit down here. A lot of dark shadow, but warm. Now, nice and warm red. This is sort of all bramble. I'll have to use the rigger for this. Plenty of blue because it's in shadow. And we'll just put a little bit of yellow on there. That'll do, don't want any more than that. Okay. Clean the brush. And I'll start to put in, well that's drying, I'll start to put in the work, bit of work in these trees now, because we're just beginning to see the tracery of the skeletons of the trees. No, blue and burnt umber. Just a little bit of gentle. I'll just have to bring the screen back. I'll do those in a bit of blue, a bit more blue anyway, to show a bit of distance. Coming up into the canopy. So I'm going further on past the canopy. But you don't want to do too many. Just a little, just to suggest the brain fills in the gaps. You don't have to do all the, or don't let the picture do all the talking. I know it's very, very tempting to put it all in, but it's what you leave out is the sun coming up from the bank. Right, let's put a bit of shadow in there. And I can justify that when I put in the reflections. Okay, that'll do. I might put a bit of gouache, a bit of white. I'm going to determined to use more gouache. Not gouache like coloured gouache, but just using the white gouache. To put in some flicks and flourishes at the end. To overdo things, of course. We're all tempted. It's just you, me as well. Let's put something there. That'll do. I'll put a little bit of sticker on there. Okay. Clean that. I'm going to use my hairdryer now, so take your headphones off. And while I think of it, a bit of tissue, I've made too much of a hard edge across there, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to just lift some of that out. Just no, that's not, no, that isn't worse, is it? I'll put a bit of a reflection back in there then. Right, okay, well that's dry. Let's re-wet the paper. Nice clean brush-ish. Just. Alright, it's okay. Now we can drop in some of these reflections. I made a mess of that, didn't I? Bit of sienna. Trying to reflect the bank there. And we've got this okay. Well, that's not so bad. Now we're putting these harder reflections. And a bit of green in there. Right, now very few reflections, very few ripples in this, but I want to get some dark, more dark in there. More dark in some of this here. Right, okay. I'm not so happy about that. It looks like a manatee or some giant sea lion. But let's just change that. I'm nearly done with this one. Just dry that off. Take your headphones off. Need to put in some of these trunks there though. That should be darker in there. Right, okay. That'll do, I think. You see little reflections or ripples. I won't overdo this, I'll try not to anyway. Right, anything come to mind? Yes, white gouache. Oh, it's got very dull. Hope you can still see that. So, got my white, and I need to put in some highlights now in that foreground. We'll do a bit. Probably just ruining it really. Right, that'll do. I'm not going to do any more to that. I'll give it a signature and then we'll put it in and out, have a little look, see what it is. Ah. Oh, that's so, isn't it? So let's blot it out and do that bit again. Alright. A different brush. Okay, right, let's see, what colour do you reckon now? Blue mount? Let's blue mount. Put that on there. Because there's a lot of blue in this one. I think I've gone a bit over the top with it, but I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, I've made the mistake of going too umbery. I'll publish it as a lesson in OTT. But you might like it. This is reasonable. That is definitely not. But I'll publish it and, as an example and see how we go. You can let me know. What I could do is a bit of ruffling, wind ruffle. So I take a thirsty hake and just like there. Just adds a little bit of sparkle. I really made a bad job of that, didn't I then? Right, okay, well thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy it. Just have a go at it yourselves and see what you make of it. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.